Welcome back to Good Day State Line. Tonight we're in Milwaukee, and we're going to check out the historic Third Ward. We're continuing our tour of Wisconsin. We are in Milwaukee. We are in a really cool spot in Milwaukee. We're at the historic Third Ward with Claire. Hi, Claire.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so why is this one of the hottest spots in Milwaukee?
The Third Ward has literally everything. And I'm not just Stefan saying that, they've got everything. There are 27 restaurants in this neighborhood, and that's outside of the Milwaukee Public Market, which adds another 20 restaurants. There's about 40 retail shops, nearly 20 art galleries. There's a bunch of performing art spaces, and this is bookended by the Riverwalk, which is an amazing attraction unto itself, and the festival grounds to the east. And that's where all of our amazing summer festivals take place.
So why is it called the historic Third Ward?
Well, so when, of course, the original Milwaukeeans, we all know those are the Native Americans, but the Irish were actually the first to settle, the first European immigrant group to settle here. That was when the city was broken into wards, and this was the Third Ward neighborhood. The Irish lived here until there were a few very terrible tragedies. There was the sinking of the Lady Elgin, which was a ship in the Great Lakes. It's still one of the worst Great Lakes maritime disasters. And then there was a fire that spread throughout the neighborhood. So that left many of the Irish homeless, and then the Italians moved in. They came in droves, and they made this neighborhood, which has always been a neighborhood full of warehouses, which you can tell from a lot of the buildings. They still look like warehouses, but they totally made it their own. There were dozens of Italian grocery stores in this neighborhood in its heyday. There were 2 pasta factories, and there were all sorts of like produce type warehouses. Basically until about the 1970s, when it started to look a little more like the neighborhood we see today.
How many wards were there?
But only 2 really retained those names, the Third Ward and then the Fifth Ward. But the Fifth Ward's not even really used anymore today. Only the Third Ward is.
It's popular. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
So tell me when the best time to come to the Third Ward is.
The Third Ward is alive and thriving all year round, but the summers, it is just absolutely filled to the brim with people, and it's amazing. These festivals like Summerfest, Pride Fest, Mexican Fiesta, German Fest, Mexican Fiesta, they bring in thousands and thousands and thousands of locals and visitors alike, and it's just amazing.
So we're told you can be a member of the Third Ward. I was like, what does that even mean?
The Third Ward Association, I think, is what you're talking about. That's just the local neighborhood association. They do some events program. They run this amazing event called Gallery Night and Day. It's a quarterly event where you can basically just take a glass of wine and bebop around to the dozens of galleries and some of the retail shops that'll set up like artist demonstrations during that night. But they just do some amazing programming, and they advocate for their businesses that are within the neighborhood.
All right, Claire, so say it's your very first time at the Third Ward in Milwaukee. What 3 spots do you think we should hit?
You have to check out one of the James Beard recognized restaurants. There's a few of them in this neighborhood. They're super lucky to have that. The Dan Dan restaurants, they would be one of them with their Esther Ev restaurant concept. The Onesto, amazing restaurant. I mean, there's just a bunch of amazing restaurants. There's some amazing coffee here, Colectivo, there's an Anodyne. You gotta check out the public market, because not only can you get a great meal, but you can do some shopping too. It's my favorite spot to buy wine, for instance. And then check out the galleries. They're amazing, and with the easy access to the lakefront, it is just a couple blocks walk to get down and check out Lakeshore State Park, which is just beyond the Summerfest grounds. That's literally in the middle of the lake.
Well, I'm glad we're here. We got a lot to do.
Yeah, it's an amazing time.
We had so much fun with Claire in Milwaukee. I feel like we need to go back sometime. Coming up next, another trip a little closer to home. We're off to Starlight Theater to get ready for The Little Mermaid that opens tonight. Then it's game day. We'll be right back.